Now, ever since the events following the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie going into the Galactic Patrol Prisoner arc in the Dragon Ball Super manga, many fans within the Dragon Ball community from all around the world have been seemingly begging the question as to whatever happened to Broly following the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly, and we're left wondering on if we were ever going to see the concept idea of Broly ever be adapted in Dragon Ball Super again. However, what if I told you that there was a fan manga that adapted the idea of Goku and Broly having yet another battle on planet Vampa, as this is the story of Goku and Broly's rematch on planet Vampa, as we are going to be diving in depth with finding out whatever happened to Broly following the events of the initial movie he was a part of, but also seeing the growth behind Goku and Broly as they look to battle one more time one-on-one on planet Vampa. As once more before we begin, if you are new to this channel and have a love and passion for all things Dragon Ball and anime related, then be sure to smash that subscribe button on this channel and turn on all notifications to never miss a single upload, along with giving this video a big thumbs up by slapping that like button down below if you guys love Dragon Ball and anime, as well as checking out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down in the description box below, to where on that playlist you guys will be able to find all the latest and best Dragon Ball fan mangas created by the community for the community. So be sure to head on down below, check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist for all the best and latest videos on Dragon Ball fan mangas. As we kick off the Beyond Dragon Ball Super Goku vs. Broly Ultimate Rematch Manga Chapter Special, as the narration opens up by letting us know that we are currently on planet Vampa, and as we go back to Broly, we get to observe how he's just hanging out with his best friend Ba. He's laying down, he's hanging out with Ba having to be right next to him, and over by the edge of the crater we get to observe how both Cheelai and Lemmo begin to step forward, as Cheelai then went along to comment, "Hey Broly, don't just sleep, help me hunt a little." With Broly having to sigh, she went along to then tell him, "Don't fall asleep." As Lemmo comments, "Okay, just take a break. You're probably tired from all of that training you've been doing since that one incident on Earth," predating of course Gogeta versus Broly. And with Cheelai having to look down, she only then continues, "You didn't seem like fighting that much despite being a Saiyan." But it's only there that something ends up getting everyone's attention, including Broly, as Broly only then sits up. He notices that there's someone standing in front of him and Ba, and this person turns out to be none other than Goku. He used instant transmission to come back to planet Vampa, but for whatever reason that may be, we're about to find out, as Goku went along to comment, "Hey, Broly, long time no see." And with everyone in complete shock, Cheelai went along to ask, What the hell was that? This is such a sudden reunion." As Goku says, "Yep, wait, I still don't know your names, huh? Well, this isn't Alon, what is it?" As Goku then oversees Ba having to look down on him. He originally didn't know where he ended up teleporting, but in fact teleported right on top of Ba, and with Ba having to look down on him, he's beginning to growl, he's beginning to get very annoyed, as Broly goes on to tell Ba, "Wait." With Ba then having to completely lean in towards Goku, Goku gets shook until only then what Ba ends up doing is simply befriending Goku by licking him, as Goku was really taken back by surprise because he was expecting that Ba was going to attack him or try to eat him, but instead he ends up licking Goku, as Goku goes on to comment, "Oh, okay, yeah, hey, that tickles." To where as we go back to Cheelai and Lemmo, they go on to comment, "I can't believe it. I mean, this is the first time he's met Ba," with Broly then having to comment, "Son, Goku-san," and with Goku saying, "Hey, you remembered my name." He only then continues, "You don't have to be so formal, Goku is fine, or, since you're also a Saiyan, you can always call me Kakarot." As Broly comments, "Kakarot, then I'll call you Kakarot," as there's a mutual respect between the two in the fact that Broly seems to be happy to see Goku, and Goku seems to be happy to see Broly. He only then goes on to question, "I wonder if that's easier for a Saiyan to say. Either way, it's fine." As Lemmo goes on to comment, Kakarot, son, you gave us some supplies last time you came here. We really appreciated it. I wanted to thank you." As Goku went along to tell Lemmo, "Well, Bulma gave those to me, so if you wanted to thank somebody, thank her and her husband Vegeta." But the minute we get to see Broly overhear the words Vegeta, he gets rattled. He clenches onto his fist as Broly goes on to comment, Vegeta. And there's something there, right? Like a PTSD trigger that really gets Broly going, because out of nowhere what Broly ends up doing is powering up so much so that he ultimately ends up transforming into his Wrath form, as Goku goes on to tell him, "What's wrong, Broly? Are you still remembering what your father said to you? I know you held a grudge, but Vegeta was the son of the king, and he was the same age as you. Vegeta himself didn't do anything directly to you. So, can you forgive him?" In really trying to plead with Broly and reminding him that Vegeta Jr. didn't really do anything, right? It was his father that was the one that exiled Broly to planet Vampa to begin with, and this has nothing to do with Vegeta Jr. As Cheelai then goes on to comment, "That's right, Broly. Let's handle this like adults." And I absolutely love this one shot of Broly just standing there in his wrathful form. As he then powers back down to base form, she goes on to comment, "Yeah," with Broly then having to respond, "The one I had a grudge against, King Vegeta, is dead. I should have been more calm." As Goku then goes on to tell him, "Your power level is monstrous, but your heart is beautiful," in further trying to get Broly to understand that this is all just one big misunderstanding, right? In the fact that he believes that Vegeta isn't really the person to blame here, and it's simply to blame the king, but the king has been already dead now for many years, so there's no point in holding this grudge. As Goku then only continues, "Anyway, I didn't come here to tell you that. Will you fight me again, Broly?" As Broly smiles, he went along to ask, "You just want to fight?" with Goku stating, "Yeah. I wanted to fight you, and I've been training since then. Look." As Goku then, consciously enough, within his own power, is able to tap back into Ultra Instinct Omen, that is the first time that Broly had ever seen a power like this, because keep in mind, we didn't see any of this go down in Dragon Ball Super Broly, so for Goku to come back on planet Vampa and further inform Broly that he had been training and that he had tapped back into this power that he really wants to showcase against Broly, what Broly ends up doing is asking, what's the difference? Because Broly had never seen this before, as Cheelai went along to comment, "Hey, wait a minute, this is a tough planet, but if you were to get wild, you'll wreck it. If you have to fight, at least go to the wilderness where there are no animals." As Goku agrees, he only then goes on to comment, "Alright, then come with me, Broly." As Broly agrees, we then get to see how Ultra Instinct Omen Goku and Broly take off, because they're about to battle in the wilderness for the first time since Dragon Ball Super Broly, to further find out where Broly stands and to also further find out where Goku stands. As only then once Goku and Broly touch down, Goku goes on to tell Broly, "My transformation is much stronger than what I used before, but even in this state, it's still unfinished." As Broly responds, "I don't feel any power, but I know it's strong." As Goku replies, "You bet. Are you going to become that green-haired Super Saiyan again?" As Broly replies, "I've been doing some extra training since then. It's not perfect, but I have some control now." As Goku goes on to comment, "Hey, that's exciting. Actually, I've met a Saiyan like you before. I didn't have a clue what it was at the time." With Broly having to question this only goes to further confirm the idea that Broly had been training following the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly, and with Goku standing there, he went along to comment, "Oops, we could talk more about that later." As Broly then tells Goku, "Alright," as he then takes initiative in transforming from his base form all the way into full power Super Saiyan. What I really enjoy about the final panel of this page is the fact that Broly looks absolutely glorious in the idea that he could finally transform into his full powered Super Saiyan form without having to have any emotional distress come upon him, without him having to completely lose his mind in not thinking about what he's currently doing, in knowing and acknowledging the fact that what he is doing is transforming versus what he did before. And what I also appreciate is how Goku kind of hinted at Kale here, because he told Broly, "Hey, I met someone like you before that had green hair and basically looked like you, but I just don't remember her name." So I really love the idea of some of the Universe 6 Saiyans having to be foreshadowed here, but as soon as Broly ends up transforming, I absolutely love how the landscape is shaking. He looks absolutely stunning in this form, and then he goes from not having any pupils to then having pupils, and Goku is smiling because he knows right then and there that Broly went from an uncontrollable state back down to being controlled. So Broly has in fact mastered the ability to control full-powered Super Saiyan. As Goku then went along to comment, "I'm sure you're not in the mood for questions, so I'll just say, you're so awesome. So I love how Omen Goku acknowledges Broly and even goes as far as to tell him, hey, you seem like a great person and your power is just spectacular. As Omen Goku and full power Super Saiyan Broly get into fighting position, I absolutely love how Goku is able to maintain Omen and Broly is able to maintain full powered Super Saiyan, because then the first person to take the lead is Broly, because the minute we see Broly charging on in, Goku uses the speed and the navigation of what Ultra Instinct is to quickly move out of the way as Broly goes on to attack him. So in a sense, what we're looking at now is kind of what could have happened if we did have a scenario come about to where Goku had Ultra Instinct in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie, and that's Broly not being able to actually land the shot on Goku. As Broly then tries to kick Goku, what Goku ends up doing is outmaneuvering Broly by having to backflip away, as only then Goku takes the lead in charging on in. What Broly ends up doing is pouring his energy in the form of an attack as he looks to blast Goku head on, and that's exactly what Broly ends up doing, is firing a massive blast directly at Goku. And with Goku having to be so cognitive and so quick, what he ends up doing is sidestepping the attack, as Broly then is shown very agitated yet surprised that Goku was able to so quickly move out of the way. But then again, Broly doesn't know the power of Ultra Instinct, so he's taken back by this because he's never seen this before, as only then Goku ends up teleporting behind Broly, as Broly goes on to say to himself, so fast, and Goku wastes little time in connecting a bone-rattling shot to Broly's face, and Goku hits Broly so hard with such force that it causes Broly to literally be sent flying back. But with Broly having to be grounded, he braces himself as we see his body shaking and his hair is down. He's taken back. He really is taken back by this, as Goku went along to ask, what happened, Broly? This isn't the limit of your ability. As he smiles at Broly, we only then get to see how Broly kind of low-key smiles back with his head down, as he goes on to comment, Kakarot, you're a lot stronger than that day. I don't know what to say, but this is fun. As Broly looks up, we get to see how he has like this crazed look on his face because he's excited. He admits that this is fun, as Goku then only goes on to say to himself, Broly's power went way up, because this in a way is like the thrill of the hunt, right? Broly is really getting invested in this battle because he also admits that Goku is a lot stronger than how he was back on planet Earth, and being the fact that Broly now is once again taking charge, he goes to dash right in at Goku as he tries to connect yet another punch, but simply ends up missing, which again really doesn't come as a surprise. But if you really go back and think about the TOP with Jiren, Jiren was able to actually connect a shot with UI Omen, but as of now, in the early stages of this fight with Broly, Broly doesn't seem like he really can at this current point in time, but he is improving as the fight is progressing. As only then Goku leans back, he notices that Broly in fact did end up scratching Goku by the cheek. As Broly quickly charges in, he ends up elbowing Goku. As Goku goes into defensive position, he goes on to say to himself, good job, Broly. I'm so excited. So even with Broly being as dangerous as he is, Goku's still excited. Goku's very happy that this is happening because he wants to see how far these two can actually push themselves in really having to test the grounds of one another's power. With Broly then continuously attacking Goku as many times as he could, we get to then observe how Goku's having a more difficult time in trying to outmaneuver Broly, especially now with Broly increasing his speed and essentially increasing his power, as Goku then notices that Broly is just about to kick him, in which he ends up doing. Broly ends up kicking Goku right square dead in the face. As Goku is sent flying back, what Broly ends up doing is charging up for a massive attack, as once again Broly is looking to fire yet another energy blast at Goku, and he ends up doing just that because as soon as Goku lands on his feet with a noticeable cut under his cheek, Broly actually ends up connecting the initial blast that he had just fired, and with Broly then having to smirk because Broly actually thought he got him, out of nowhere he's absolutely floored at what had just happened, because then when he looks down beneath him, we observe Goku crouch down, delivering a spine-tingling punch to Broly's abdominal, as he went along to tell him, this is a big deal. Even though it's incomplete, I can still hit you. Come on! This time, it's my turn. As Goku then turns the tables and now having to be on the offensive, he further acknowledges that Ultra Instinct Omen, even though it is complete, it's still able to actually do some damage to Broly because this one punch literally shook Broly to his core. As Goku then goes on the offensive in literally attacking Broly left and right, Broly seems to be having such a hard time in keeping up with Goku's speed, in trying to balance out his power, in really trying to be as aware as he can possibly be, knowing the fact that Goku can literally pop out of nowhere and hit Broly from any given direction. As Goku then, in what I consider to be a very beautiful panel, gets in the face of Broly, literally face to face with him, with Goku asking, "You okay? Are you done?" Before delivering rapid punches to Broly's body. Broly's really losing this fight, although he is, you could say, arguably very strong, stronger than Jiren, perhaps stronger than any version of Super Saiyan Blue. Ultra Instinct Omen is easily clapping Broly in, really eviscerating him on the battlefield right before Goku ends up delivering a bone-rattling knee shot to Broly's chin. As soon as we get to see Goku just grinding his knee in there, out of nowhere with Goku looking down, he notices that Broly, although he's hurt, he seems to be eerily quiet. So this knee shot actually caused Broly to go in a state of rage because in the same position that he held his knee in, Broly just erupts. He loses his mind, his pupils are now gone, and with Goku falling back, he went along to comment, "What? Broly's mind? This is just like last time." So Broly lost his mind. He completely lost his mind because now with Broly having to increase his power even more, it's safe to say that Broly had now reached the power because Goku acknowledges the fact that it's just like last time. Broly unleashes the absolute pinnacle of his power, which of course you can argue is the completed version of full-powered Super Saiyan, and with Broly having to stand there in all his glory, he gets into fighting position just as Goku did, but the only difference here is as soon as Broly transforms again, Goku feels confident that he has this fight in the bag until out of nowhere, Goku notices something about Broly's increased power. He didn't just increase in power, but he also increased in speed, because Broly was so quick that he ended up grabbing Goku literally by the head and slammed Goku on the ground, dragging him all throughout the landscape, which is sort of very similar to what we've seen go down when Broly fought Super Saiyan God Goku on the ice sheets, where he grinded Goku's head against the iceberg. That's kind of the same thing as to what is going on here, except Broly is dragging Goku through the dirt. As he only then throws him up in the air, Goku went along to comment, "Crap," because as Broly's looking up, he then charges up for this massive blast that comes out of his mouth, similar to what we've seen Broly use against Gogeta, and with Broly then having to shoot this thing in the sky, Goku further acknowledges that if this thing hits him, it could mean lights out for Goku if he's not cognitive enough in having to avoid this, which of course he ends up doing because Goku ends up using instant transmission to get away and dropping back down. As soon as Goku does that, he observes how Broly is just in a state of rage, but he wastes little time in going right for the attack. So as soon as Goku cocks back, he goes on to hit Broly, but Broly's defending himself, so now it kind of feels like a stalemate because Goku is pushing Broly back by himself now, except Broly now is exchanging with Goku, so it's a back and forth kind of contest where Broly hits Goku, Goku hits Broly, they're both trying to defend against the other's attacks and vice versa, so the entire landscape around them is literally being destroyed. Everything around them is just breaking, as Cheelai and Lemmo go on to comment, oh my god, even though we've been chasing them, we can't even get that close, jeez. We can't handle much more of this, because Cheelai and Lemmo acknowledge the fact that this battle is literally bad for the planet, because if this goes on, the entire planet's going to be destroyed. With Broly then having to force push Goku back, Goku ends up landing back on his feet as he goes on to comment, "God damn it," as he then notices that Broly once again is charging up for another massive blast. And bear in mind, Broly's bloody, Goku's bloody, so this fan manga really does showcase some blood, which is desperately needed in Dragon Ball in my opinion. And with Broly once again charging up for another energy attack, Goku went along to comment, "I'm getting fired up. I know you can hear me in there. I'm going to give you my best shot. Kamehameha, because now Goku is charging up for his final attack. So this is looking to be a very devastating conclusion because neither of them waste time, as Goku ends up firing the Kamehameha, Broly ends up firing his massive attack. So this has become a really bad situation, especially for those around the area, because as soon as Cheelai and Lemmo look on, we get to see how both of these blasts end up colliding, and Broly's pushing, Goku's pushing, so both of them are literally pouring everything they have into this, until of course Broly ends up using even more power, very similar to what we've seen go down with Perfect Cell and Gohan. And with Broly unleashing more power, Goku went along to say to himself, I can feel Broly's fighting spirit. If this keeps up, I'll be finished. So Goku knows he has to do something because he's really struggling, as he goes on to continue, if I just had more power. Until then, Master Roshi comes to mind. As he overhears Roshi's voice in his own head, Roshi goes on to say to himself, you want power? You mean fighting power? Who told you that? Was it Vegeta or Frieza? If you want to remain obsessed with power, you'll limit yourself forever. As Goku remembers this from the Tournament of Power, he then goes on to state, so, that's what you meant. You can't do everything with brute force. I'm sorry, Gramps. I was losing myself because I forgot something important again. Even if I can't beat him in power, I can still win. As Goku's hair fades from black to white, that's when we get to witness, for the first time since the Tournament of Power, how Goku transforms into Mastered Ultra Instinct, in not only having to drop his guard completely in allowing his Kamehameha to fade, with Broly's attack now having to head right towards him, but Goku's within such a calm state of consciousness that he's not even concerned about this attack having to head right for him, because then, as soon as Goku notices this, he leaps forward above Broly's attack and having to charge directly at him, and as Broly looks up in an absolute state of shock, Goku cocks his fist back very similarly to what he did against Kefla, except he's not charging up for a Kamehameha, except now he's taking a more guerrilla warfare kind of tactic in wanting to get within the face of Broly, and that's exactly what he ends up doing, because Goku ends up connecting a devastating shot to Broly's face, where I absolutely love the level of detail for this manga panel, because you can see the level of impact, the detail behind this punch, because as soon as Goku ends up connecting this punch, Broly is so damaged that he immediately reverts back to his base form, and the minute we get to see how Broly hits the ground, so does Goku. So by the very end, both Goku and Broly literally gave it all they had, because as soon as they both end up hitting the ground, they both go back to base form, and Cheelai and Lemmo are absolutely baffled. As later on we get to see how both Goku and Broly are back on their feet, as Goku goes on to tell him, I was in a hurry to fight and I was being selfish, but thanks to you, I could get a step further. Thanks, Broly. As Broly tells him, Kakarot, I've been working hard, but you seem to have been working even harder. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. As Goku replies, you're also a Saiyan that enjoys fighting. As Broly comments, the truth is, someone always gets hurt in a fight. I don't like it that much. Right now, all I want to do is protect Cheelai and Lemmo there. As they both end up crying, we get to see how they're trying to formulate words because they're so grateful. As Lemmo goes on to comment, you're gonna make this old man cry, jeez. And with Goku smiling, he goes on to comment, that's it. Actually, Broly, there is a reason why I came here besides sparring. As Broly asks, what is it? Goku goes on to ask, do you remember when Vegeta and I fused to fight you? I'd like to try out that fusion technique. Is that okay? In further insinuating the fact that he wants to fuse with Broly, as Broly replies, if I can, I'll do it. How does it work? As Goku comments, really? Alright, so first of all, I'll get those two to try it out, so watch carefully. And with Broly having to look on, Cheelai went along to ask, what do we need to do? As Goku goes on to comment, your right and left sides need to be symmetrical, watch their movements, Broly. As they both get into the fusion position, Cheelai goes on to comment, why do we have to dance like this? As Lemmo replies, well, don't be so grumpy. Honestly, this fusion thing, I want to see it. As Cheelai takes a big puff, we then get to see how they perform the actual fusion dance. As Goku comments, oh good, so what do you think, Broly? And Cheelai is infuriated because she goes on to tell him, don't make me do it again. And Goku puts this into question as he then raises his battle power along with Broly, and then having to tell him, okay, We have to move at the same time. Are you ready? Let's do this, Broly. And with Broly agreeing, he only then went along to comment, yeah, okay, Kakarot. And with Cheelai and Lemo both having to gulp, we then get to see how Broly and Goku actually end up doing the fusion dance, as only then we get to see how both Cheelai and Lemo go on to comment this is, as the narration goes on to state, thus Goku and Broly's reunion and strenuous training ended. The two Saiyan men who were both expelled from their homes when they were young. They will continue to be rivals as time goes by and continue to build each other up. As only then the manga chapter special then comes to a close. Now, I absolutely love the concept of seeing Goku train with Broly again, as it is something that a lot of people within the Dragon Ball fandom want to see, even following the moral arc, following the events of Dragon Ball Super Broly, because so many people are often wondering what happened to Broly, where is Broly, what's Broly doing on Vampa. So for Goku to actually go there and simply wanting to go there to A, check on Broly, and B, train with him is a very cool thing, especially in the fact that we get to see how Broly now is actually able to control his Super Saiyan form. He's actually becoming a person where he doesn't want to fight, but if he's forced to fight, it really makes him into a deadly competitor, especially considering all of the circumstances and everything that's on the line here. So I really enjoy the concept of seeing Ultra Instinct Goku versus Broly, because at the end of the day, Goku kind of won, but at the same time lost, because even though Ultra Instinct Goku was able to knock Broly out of his form and reduce him back to his base in having to hit the ground, Goku also ended up hitting the ground because his UI form completely burned out. So Goku lost, I think, to himself, and Broly ended up losing to a much superior Goku, as of course Mastered Ultra Instinct is supposed to be something that is very hard to obtain. So in the end, I want to get your feedback on this fan manga in the comment section below. Do you guys want to see something like this actually happen in Dragon Ball Super? Do you guys believe that Broly could have beaten Goku? Do you guys think that UI Goku could have easily smashed Broly? I want to get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section below. Again, thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching. If, of course, you guys are new to this channel, then I do encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button, and more importantly, turn on all notifications by clicking on the bell icon. It's literally right there on the channel. That way you guys can stay updated and be alerted whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel on your PCs and on your phones. I want to thank you all so much for your support. If you guys enjoyed, then be sure to give this video a big fat thumbs up by slapping that like button down below. And of course, if you guys have missed out on some of the previous fan mangas, you guys can go on ahead and check all of those out down in the description box below. And I am talking about literally hundreds upon hundreds of different fan mangas created by so many different artists and creators from all around the world that I really feel as if you guys are going to enjoy their work. So in case you guys want to check up on some cool fan mangas, you guys can check out the official Dragon Ball fan mangas playlist located down below. I want to thank my good friend Jester from the Dragon Ball fan manga Facebook community for providing me with this link. Thank you all so much for your time. I do appreciate you guys so much. If you guys want to cop some merch as well, remember the link to that will be located down below. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. Tune back in for more, and I'll be seeing you all down in the comment section below. Take it easy, guys. Peace. And a quick little reminder before you guys go, if you guys are unaware, I do have a second gaming channel located down in the description box below, so be sure to head on over to Unreal Royale and hit that subscribe button along with turning on all notifications, as to there, you guys will find all different kinds of gaming content that you will not get to find on UnrealEntGaming, titles and video games such as Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Gears of War, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Dragon Ball Z Legends, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3, Minecraft, Blair Witch, and many other retro games on that channel. So if you guys are into gaming, then make sure you guys subscribe over on Unreal Royale. I want to thank you all so much for your time, and I'll catch you all in the next one.
This is the Galactic Emperor of the Universe, and of course I'm here to tell you to subscribe to UnrealEntGaming.
Also follow UnrealEntGaming on these social media platforms to stay connected at all times. And if you don't, then very soon you will all be dead! Oh, did someone say UnrealEntGaming? Oh my god.
The fuck's up, on? Put on some clothes!